Hey there, and welcome to Prompt Responses, the companion to my blog, This Side of the Apple. I'm Shonda Renee, and I am just here to read. Simple as that. These are my real, unfiltered responses to prompts that pull a little something real from inside. Sometimes they're personal, sometimes a little poetic, sometimes a little raw. Each episode is short, but the heart behind them runs deep. So thanks for stopping by, and let's get into it. Today's prompt is, have you ever broken a bone? The title of my response is, we were some crazy-ass kids. I had several physical traumas from accidents as a kid. I remember playing with a swing in kindergarten, pushing it to wrap around the top bar so it would hang higher. One of the chains broke, and the heavy metal snapped down onto my head, leaving a gash right in the middle of my hairline. Another time, I was leaving my babysitter's house. She was carrying a pot of hot beans, and I squeezed past her in the doorway, causing her to trip and spill the beans down my back. I spent several days in the hospital with second-degree burns. As for the broken bone, I broke my wrist. What's strange is that I've carried that memory with me all this time, yet at this moment, I cannot recall how it actually happened. It must have involved monkey bars. They were a daily fixture of my childhood. I wasn't alive if I wasn't spinning. Going around and around as fast as I could was kind of a freedom. The closest we could get to space. There wasn't even a trace of fear. Just the idea of I can do it and I can do it even faster. I do know the broken wrist didn't stop me in the least. That's the thing about being a kid. That sort of thing doesn't always slow you down. For some of us, fear never knew our names. But as we get older, the fearlessness of childhood can fall away. One day, you find yourself at the bottom of a hill you and your friends would careen down on your bikes with no hands or on skates and skateboards, and you wonder, how the hell did you all not break your necks? A shiver might even slide down your spine at the very thought of doing it right then, before you walk off thinking, we were some crazy-ass kids. As I get older, I feel the loss of things more profoundly. In this moment, the loss of that fearless spirit has come to rest on my heart. I appreciate her and am glad she existed and that she was a part of me. Thinking back on the spinning, climbing, falling, and getting back up, I'm reminded of how brave bodies carried us through it all. Robert Louis Stevenson's My Shadow speaks to that connection between the body and the self, and how children move through the world with a different kind of grace. I'm going to do my best to read that poem to you, My Shadow, by Robert Louis Stevenson. I have a little shadow that goes in and out with me. And what can be the use of him is more than I can see. He is very, very like me from the heels up to the head. And I see him jump before me when I jump into my bed. The funniest thing about him is the way he likes to grow. Not at all like proper children, which is always very slow. For he sometimes shoots up taller like an India rubber ball. And he sometimes gets so tall that there's none of him at all. He hasn't got a notion of how children ought to play and can only make a fool of me in every sort of way. He stays so close beside me, he's a coward you can see. I think shame to stick to nursey as that shadow sticks to me. One morning, very early, before the sun was up. I rose and found the shining dew on every buttercup. But my lazy little shadow, like an errant sleepyhead, had stayed at home behind me and was fast asleep in bed. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks so much for listening to Prompt Responses. If something in this episode stirred something in you, I'm glad. These reflections are just a way of making sense of the world, one prompt at a time. I'm Shonda Renee, and you can find more over on this side of the apple. Until next time, take good care of yourself.